A tech executive helped invent Wi-Fi technology, made millions, and then ordered several $1,000s in gold coins, just so he and his friends could stand on the dock, skipping them like rocks into the Pacific Ocean. He ended up completely broke. Meanwhile, Ronald Read swept floors as a minimum wage janitor his entire life. When he died, he left behind an $8 million fortune. In any other field, a high school dropout does not outperform a trained expert. We treat investing like a hard science, assuming that raw intelligence and a deep understanding of math automatically guarantee high returns. But finance isn't physics, it is a soft skill. Success depends far more on emotional control and personal behavior than on technical training. Mastering money means actively overriding our natural human psychology. When smart people go broke, they haven't made a math error, they've made a behavioral one. A standard balanced portfolio returned 8.8% over 30 years. But the average US investor barely managed a 4.8% return. Because of compound interest, that gap balloons into an $840,000 deficit. That near $1 million loss doesn't come from broken financial markets or faulty calculators. It happens because human beings let fear, greed, and the urge to time the market sabotage sound logic. Acquiring wealth requires risk, extreme optimism, and aggressively putting yourself out there. Keeping that wealth requires the exact opposite: humility, caution, and a healthy fear that what you've made can disappear. Rajat Gupta built a net worth of roughly $100 million as the CEO of McKinsey. He had enough money to ensure his great-grandchildren would never have to work. Then, he started passing boardroom secrets to a hedge fund buddy for a payout that cost him his reputation and sent him to federal prison. Overconfidence bias and pure greed trick highly successful people into a dangerous gamble. They risk money they already have and desperately need, just to chase money they do not have and will never actually need. Long-term financial survival requires defining exactly how much is enough. Once you reach that point, you have to actively shift your mindset from aggressive acquisition to cautious protection. When markets inevitably crash, the math dictates you should hold or buy. Yet millions of investors predictably panic and sell their assets at the exact moment prices hit rock bottom. This happens because of a psychological mechanism called loss aversion. Human beings feel the pain of losing $100 twice as intensely as the satisfaction of gaining that exact same amount. During the 2008 financial crisis, people watched their portfolios plummet and assumed the immediate economic devastation was a permanent new reality. Recency bias tricks the brain into heavily weighting fresh trauma, causing investors to lock in their losses right before the recovery begins. A 10% market drop feels like a penalty for making a mistake. It is actually the opposite. Volatility is the mandatory fee you pay for entering the market in the first place. If you try to sneak out without paying that emotional fee, you miss the ride completely. Enduring the intense psychological pain of these violent market swings is the absolute prerequisite for capturing those long-term, life-changing returns. When a brand new Ferrari pulls up to a stoplight, we assume the driver is wealthy. In reality, that car rarely represents actual wealth. Often, it just represents an expensive, rapidly depreciating pile of debt. Herd mentality bias drives us to copy the spending habits of those around us. We abandon our own logical, long-term plans to chase the immediate, visible social status that our peers seem to have. This becomes destructive when you take financial advice from people playing an entirely different game. A day trader pushing high-risk crypto investments is trying to flip a profit by lunch. If you blindly follow that advice to fund a safe 30-year retirement, you invite ruin. Every dollar spent pursuing a visible status symbol to impress the crowd is a dollar permanently removed from your actual invisible wealth. A mathematically perfect investment strategy looks flawless on a spreadsheet, but applied to a flawed human being in the real world, it often fails. In the early 1900s, Dr. Julius Wagner-Jauregg discovered he could cure syphilis by injecting patients with malaria to induce a massive infection-killing fever. It was a technically correct, scientifically proven solution, but the side effects were completely unbearable for the patients experiencing it. Your money works the exact same way. A perfectly rational portfolio optimized for maximum returns is useless if it makes you panic and sell during a 30% market drop. A reasonable plan that accounts for your personal fears will always outperform a rational plan you abandon in a crisis. Real wealth is defined by what you don't see. It is the cars not purchased, the upgrades declined, and the cash sitting quietly in an emergency fund, providing a vital margin of safety against bad luck. Money certainly buys physical objects, but the highest dividend it pays is total independence. It is the ability to wake up every morning with complete control over your own time. By mastering your own psychological biases, defining exactly what enough means to you, and ignoring the noise of the herd, you finally stop playing the market's game and begin playing your own.